Well, yeah, because they're just the embodiments of the anti-soul.
It could just
So
be
it's
back in the
this
shadow plane. Could be.
You do know that, at least with a little bit of its time, it can create temporary portals.
It's had time.
So, if it can be in the mortal plane, and the anti-soul ties you to the mortal plane, but your other soul ties you to the higher plane, wherever. Right?
The ethereal plane.
The ethereal plane.
Ish. Heaven.
And then that thing can just switch between the what? So the anti-soul ties you to the shadow plane?
Question? No, the anti-souls exist in the shadow plane.
Okay.
Sort of. You have found anti-souls in the shadow plane, but as you know from your last search, your living friends, their anti-soul is not in the shadow plane. Okay. Want to make that clear.
Okay. So living people.
Just like how you guys couldn't go to the underworld, right? You couldn't go to heaven. And your souls would not be actively floating around there following your body because it's in your body. Okay. But you find the souls of dead people there.
So we just give the spider a soul.
How do we do it?
Bingo.
Great plan. How do we do it?
You do know a guy with souls.
We don't like him.
Y'all made a
He's
deal with
kinda
him, so.
I cut off my deal.
I still have a mirror.
Boozle still has a mirror.
He still eats the bodies. Like.
He's still been collecting your bodies. He's actually kind of like upset because you guys have gone a couple of weeks without producing a body because you've been fighting these shadow things and
Yeah,
stuff.
good. Fuck them.
And he's like, man, I need to restock.
Running out of limbs.
Yeah. Do you know how
Need a
rare
spleen.
opposable thumbs are in reality? Like, you guys almost exclusively kill things with opposable thumbs. He needs it.
I need a hand. Lend me a hand.
Running low on human
Give me
resources.
your soul.
Is there any way that with the combined efforts of Grugnug, Derek, and the like high-level casters of the dwarves to be able to like combine their efforts to try again to scry on this thing?
Yeah, just for scrying? Absolutely.
Because like they would be able to tell at least if it is in the mortal plane and not the shadow plane, because if because they can tell like the spell is like failing, like it just in it.
You can tell if it's in the material plane simply through Grugnug's attempt of the spell getting rebuffed.
Exactly.
By the
Exactly.
entity. So you do know that it is at least when Grugnug attempted to scry on it in the material plane.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I was getting at. But
you,
no,
you
like
can most certainly have that answer.
then yes. But I still want to keep trying to see if we can get like a breakthrough and get like a actual location on it.
Pulling together some resources, and with a good roll attempt that's decent enough with some casters pulled together for a ritual spell, the scry is successful. However, it is quickly determined that the spider is underground burrowing, as they can't see shit.
Is there any way that they can detect like how far away from their location it is?
No, not necessarily.
Any way to detect
Scrying
the
just
depth?
shows you up.
Yeah,
Sure.
it doesn't have any landmarks
Yeah,
or anything.
since they can't see or hear anything because the picture is underground, there is no realistic way to determine where it is.
So she be digging.
Okay, so go do our thing the best we can to wake up more people and see if we can bring in some more help, because we lost and we don't lose super often, so maybe we get some backup and wait for the next attack.
Do we want to find the spot where it burrowed into the ceiling and follow it?
So burrowing does not necessarily leave just like a tunnel that you can
Oh, it
walk
kind of fills in
through.
behind it.
A lot of times
Got
it fills
it.
in behind it,
Okay.
and usually it is the creature's discretion.
Got it.
So in this situation,
It does not want to be followed.
It does not want to be followed. It is filling in behind it.
Okay,
Yeah.
noted.
Well, technically speaking, unless it can like meld stone, you would still be able to like determine that like yes, these rocks were crushed and then
You most
compacted
certainly
back
can see
together.
like its entrance point, you know, because it kind of curves in. There's a little pothole in the ceiling where it started, but then it quickly turns to that densely packed rubble. And unless you are currently burrowing after it, which you could very easily turn into something with a burrow speed like a badger or whatever, and follow it,
Yeah.
you probably don't burrow as fast as it,
No.
but it would be easy to follow its trail. Yes, you could 100% just one-to-one follow it at that point. But
Is that
if it
the
takes any
wisest
turns
decision?
or anything like that, you wouldn't see till you get there.
As well as what are we gonna do when we get there? There's only a certain number of us can go through this burrow tunnel, and
That
we
is true.
just lost fighting it with an entire army, and I have 1 hit point.
Yeah.
True.
So I think the best option is call in for backup and wait for the next attack.
Yeah, we need to regroup.
Or call in for backup and we just go try to deal with the tower as quickly as possible so that we can get all of the dwarves back to full fighting power. Because backup's not going to show up for a while from pretty much anywhere we call them from.
That wouldn't
Unless we can get backup who is already here.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
But it really just depends on when the spider's going to attack next.
With all of their casters, would it be possible to get like a solid handful of them to prepare a teleport spell?
You could get a couple, yeah. But, of course, there are very few of the high-level casters. Their primary concern is having their spells ready for defense in action, so teleport is not high on their list.
Where are you trying to
And then, of
go?
course, clerics, which was kind of your focus on your casters, cannot cast teleportation.
So between Grugnug, Shiro, and the handful of casters that we can get,
Yep.
theoretically speaking, we should be able to get at least the party, maybe like another NPC to teleport to the tower and back, right?
Shiro cannot take anybody to the tower.
Cannot.
No, because
He's
Shiro does not
done.
have a coin there.
The other thing too is
if
he's
we
out of
we
steam.
teleport,
He is out of steam for today because he did utilize his big teleporting.
yeah.
the
So
fight.
if we wait until like just say tomorrow, then we can get teleported to the tower, and then one of us could like when we get teleported take one of Shiro's coins and then have him.
Yes, but
Bring
he would
in a
have to have his
couple
other
others.
coin. So right now, one coin is in Bronshire, one coin is with you guys. So he would have to risk a teleport back to Bronze, retrieve the coin, and then risk a teleport back to you guys. Which he can do, but it might not be tomorrow you're moving. It might be the day after due to recovery time.
And in which case,
And in which case as well, the Lone Tower is technically a shorter distance than Bronshire is. Shiro's got a higher likelihood of being able to do multiple trips, but there is no guarantee of multiple trips.
Yeah,
You might
no.
just be able to bring one person. and
So
then send
minus bag of holding, yeah. Yeah,
You can very easily bag a holding trick this. Yes.
cool. Yeah. We could just bag of holding like the party and then,
And then just
bring
have
Mark.
Grugna.
Yeah, and then just teleport.
You could
us
bring
there.
Mark. You could bring a couple NPCs. Bags of holding. Hold a lot.
Could we bring?
Anyone else have one, or
You
is
can't
it
bring
just
Just
Grugnuk
you.
because Grugnuk has to be outside
Yeah.
to cast a spell.
Newt had one. But
Yes, but Haraway has taken
yeah, but they're
all
gone.
of his gear.
That's the only other one that was in the party.
Okay. So I got Mark. Anybody else do you guys think would be beneficial for this? Like,
Are we gonna try to move on the tower now?
I'm not
Yeah.
going.
Yeah,
'Cause, like,
you
if we-
can't fight.
because if we
Olive?
can take out, if we
I
can
do
take
not
out
have the
this
spells
tower-
necessary for an attack like this.
Well, we have to wait
It'll
until.
be at least a day.
Yeah.
So you can re-prepare your spells,
Yeah.
and Derek will give you as many hit points as he can.
Right, which is going to be like 4.
Well, it's going to be at least 5, because he can do
Do you still have a death ward?
that level
think
spell
it-
5 times.
So we know they're casting it from the tower, right?
Yes.
It's like enchanted.
theoretically, because he's not just sitting there in the tower, so whatever spell he casts has to have some
He also
sort
said that there's like a bunch of like
Should we grab?
he has a few.
Should we bring like Amelia or
Bella?
So yeah, I think bringing Bella would be a solid idea.
Okay.
With okay, so these dwarves,
Maybe she could like.
they mine a whole bunch.
These dwarves
Obviously.
these dwarves do mine a whole bunch. Yes.
Theoretically speaking,
diggy
they would
hole.
use
Diggy.
they would use explosives for this mining.
Absolutely, they do have explosives.
Cool. Can we get them to give us a very large bomb?
Yeah. How large?
How are you
Enough to bring
transporting
down a tower.
In the bag
How
holder.
how well versed are you in the use of high explosives?
I mean,
Have you ever utilized high explosives before?
you light the fuse and
Pretty good with making mines.
From what we have done, we have dropped grenades off the side of the ship.
Yeah, so those are low explosives, right? Things like a hand grenade or a like black powder bomb where you light the fuse and throw it. Those are low explosives.
What about a
Dwarves
land?
are utilizing?
What about landmine? Alchemist explosion?
Yeah,
Maybe would that be?
Yeah, we've used
That'd
we've
be-
used, we've used landmines.
you do have some experience with that.
Got some traps.
You do have a little bit of experience with some higher explosives because these are things where it's like you're talking closer to C4 or like a modern dynamite that these dwarves are utilizing. Much more stable, much more safe, but also requires more knowledge in a
Put
bit
it in
of
the
a
microwave.
process.
Would be good.
And you cannot be anywhere near as close to the explosion as you can with low explosives. Low explosives, right? You set off an old crappy stick of dynamite from the not quite bronze mines. I make you roll a reflex save, I roll a little bit of damage. If you were within the zone of a high explosive, the pressure wave simply kills you.
Or does it? So
You have an out.
exactly. So
And
what
we have a bag
if
of holding?
what if
Bag of
Does the
holding
bag
is
of holding make it?
disintegrated.
Yeah.
so what
What
if
happens if the bag of
Keister.
holding you're currently hiding in is exploded?
You
Keister.
get locked in the realm, and then you start and
so
Probably
Suffocate.
suffocate.
Suffocate, yeah.
all of the above.
You could put it
so
up his butt.
what if
13 hit points Derek is able to restore to you.
Oh, dude, I'm at 14.
Since this is the next day that we'll carry over to, regardless.
so what if if I just teleport in, pop my invulnerability, nuke the base of the tower, and then very quickly teleport back?
I don't know why you think it's going to be that simple.
That's I'm posing the idea.
So, you've never been to the Lone Tower. Scrying is excruciatingly difficult, and you're only able to get kind of like a far off, odd end picture of it. It does look very massive. You're not talking Leaning Tower of Pisa size. You're talking like a couple city blocks. You're talking like an Empire State Building,
Okay.
kind of big.
Okay.
It is possible, but simply teleporting in with a satchel charge kind of thing, putting on your invulnerability, screaming some religious sentence, and then hitting the plunger,
Okay.
will damage the tower heavily. There is no guarantee that you would topple the tower that way.
Okay.
Is there? What if we did like a tactical? I don't know, engineering check or something.
If you had some time, yeah, and you especially having a little bit more experience with these explosives, spent your time assessing the tower, finding the structural points, especially if you could get access to like the base of the tower, and plant, more cautiously the explosives, you could totally certain towers on September that fell it.
So let's. Okay, so then I think this would be a big party thing.
Maybe. Well, what if we do like tactical mission with Shira, right? Get over, fly over, drone strike coin, drop the coin, teleport into the tower, make multiple trips setting up multiple explosives out your charges around the tower.
So, yes, however, I would assume that they would have some heavy magical protections.
Yeah.
That, like, maybe getting in the first time, like, maybe we slip in a blind spot or something. But, like, multiple, I'm pretty sure they would put a stop to it. So,
We
the
have
thought... So the
we have
thought right
children
now,
for this.
the thought...
We have Tina who can go into the shadow realm. Maybe she could sneak around. Tino, slime boy,
It's his time.
let him do something.
He's guaranteed. He's a guaranteed win no matter what you send him to do.
I mean,
There is also probably really cool stuff in the tower.
I mean, you're not wrong.
One of the best
but,
parts about
like,
Dungeons and Dragons is the loot, right?
what
You're
if we
right.
just have Ben take it apart?
Take the tower apart?
He does have to come in physical contact
Yeah.
with something to break it down.
Show
It's
we
quite
fight
massive.
him off while he just takes it apart.
It is a big ask. He could take it apart more reliably than your high explosives.
If he could just take a, if he could just make it.
He does have some pretty obvious mobility issues, though.
If we
Wait,
could
is
get
he
in
the
there,
take apart one? I thought the take apart one was a dude
he
with the
can
mittens.
break and fix things.
He also can take things apart. He disintegrates everything he touches.
Dude with the mittens?
But it
Is
kind of
it?
destroys his body to use it.
It does absolutely destroy his
He doesn't
body.
really like it. If we can get Ben in there and then we just like Mr. President Ben while he's taking apart the thing.
Actually, I think technically it doesn't destroy his
Then
body
we could just
anymore.
try to pop
you,
out.
Utilized an Illuma Wish
Oh.
to
That's
to
right.
negate that.
Thoughts?
So
He's still like rightfully terrified of his power.
You know, like defend the objective style.
I mean, I can get behind that idea. But like,
'Cause that way it's one trip.
so who would be better at destructing the tower?
Ben
Ben or
would.
disintegrate dude?
Because disintegrate, dude, you still have to think, like, it's what he's touching. So in order for it to, if he's even powerful
Right.
enough for it to spread to a whole building from one single point, before it decays and, like, stops itself from spreading, kind of like a fire, as well as, so, like, is he going to have to go and pat a ton of different corners so it all
Yeah.
comes together and...
Also, Ben has the structural knowledge to not accidentally collapse the tower on himself. He would be more useful in this one than Eisen.
Do we know? We don't know what the source of the spell is.
Yes, we do.
What is it?
So
You do know that it emanates from the tower.
That's
However, right, there is not necessarily a guarantee as well, and I get what you're getting at here. There's not a guarantee that simply toppling the tower would destroy this
Yeah.
magical apparatus.
That's what I'm saying.
And so if it's like a big room magical apparatus like the anti-magic that came from the sport kids camp or from Illuma's cell, there isn't necessarily a guarantee if you guys collapse the tower that it's destroyed.
If we
And they
could-
might just
didn't we
pick
just
it up and take it somewhere else.
Didn't we? No, because in the little manifesto thing that we read, Chris was talking about how like there's a bunch of mages that are like channeling for it to happen.
There is, yes, there is. There was talk of it being a ritual spell, requiring many mages to maintain. Now, being a ritual spell, most big ritual spells have a catalyst, so there is going to be some kind of apparatus, and it's probably going to be closer to like a team of engineers at this point working on a nuclear submarine. So you have the physical object that's technically doing the work, but it requires the constant input and maintenance from a team of people. So at very least, it is guaranteed. I will guarantee it to you guys that if you simply destroy the tower and leave, the spell will drop,
But maybe not permanently.
but possibly not permanently. There's no guarantee that you kill everybody or that those people could not be replaced, and there is no guarantee that whatever catalyst they're using would be completely destroyed or even heavily damaged in the destruction of the tower.
See if we get disintegrated kid to touch the catalyst.
You could do that.
That would
Ben
be-
probably could destroy the catalyst just fine as well with some physical
Okay.
touch. You could utilize them both, and it would speed up if it's something not structural. The problem with using Eisen is that he is unpracticed with his sport talent, as he was just, wearing the mitts his whole life and just horrified by what he does.
As well as never been on a mission.
And never been on a mission as
we
well.
Talked to him once.
Yeah.
The time is now.
And so he's just unpracticed.
Yeah.
He doesn't exactly know what he's doing.
So
Look at
instead
Gary's
of
first mission.
There is an option that you guys have not been exploring just yet, and it is a 2-team approach where you have a ground crew acting on planting explosives, destroying support beams, getting the tower ready for total demolition, and a team that infiltrates the tower, finds the apparatus, destroys the apparatus, kills the mages involved.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going, was infiltrate the tower instead of just knock it down. So
I feel like we're way in over our heads with this one.
We're always in our
This is a big mission. You guys are of level for this dungeon, technically.
So
So we want to
Do we
leave the
do-
spider here doing whatever the hell it's doing.
You would also have to.
yeah, and that's kind of why
It's gonna be
that's kind of
doing
why
that
we're doing this,
regardless.
is because if we can get rid of
If you get
If we get rid of the
you have
spell-
a mass awakening of all the dwarves,
All the dwarves
and you
will
suddenly
help
have an
us.
entire nation helping you fight against it instead of just like 100 specialized guys.
and they owe us something.
yeah.
That's not the
So
only reason.
yeah, so that's why we're trying to do this like super quick. That way we can
Yeah.
do this, teleport back, and then deal with the spider afterwards. So do we want to go with the 2-team thing, or do we want to do just like single team? We fight our way up, destroy the apparatus,
So
and
infiltrate,
then
destroy.
yeah, and then destroy the
Do you
base
think-
of the tower
Do you
afterwards.
think we need to destroy the whole tower if we get the apparatus?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we also wanted to do it for other reasons.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking about the wall.
Yeah, no. So, yeah. So, do we essentially split the party, split NPCs and everything, and go with the 2-team approach, or do we do one fell swoop, everybody mob in, up the tower, destroy the thing, and then destroy the tower?
I think the party members should go in with at least one NPC or two,
With your 1 or 2
and then
combat
fight
NPCs.
whoever's in there / find the thing or find the information we need to find the thing, and then you have a second party who is outside ready to destroy / back up if we need it.
So you're thinking 2-party?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, who would be in the 2
Solid
parties?
14. I'm not going. I have 14 hit points.
I'm not very. I mean, I'm more sneaky than you, but
Oh, you're not being sneaky. You're going to kill people.
Yeah. No. This is not a stealth mission. We don't have time to make this a stealth
a
mission.
violence of action,
Yeah.
fast attack.
This is a blitz attack,
Blitzkrieg.
essentially.
We don't have tanks, so no.
I'm
dwarves have 'em.
in. I'm a tank.
You could also risk the spider coming out at some other point and spend a couple more days to get Adzeli back up, at least somewhere operational.
I don't think we've got a few days for the spider to attack again. Like, it wouldn't make sense for it to wait too long. Because it just won. If I had just won that way, I would go, retreat, heal up,
Did it
come
win?
back as quickly as
Did
possible,
it
and
win?
finish
No,
them
it ran
before
away
they could
like
heal.
a bitch.
Somehow
We'll call it a draw.
storming this tower that we
Call it
know
a draw.
absolutely nothing about other than it holds extremely powerful magical items and casters seems like a really bad idea.
Well, it casts.
So
the,
does facing the spider again without more help.
It's it casts the stress depressing spell.
Yeah, I understand that.
We're kind of like rocking a hard place right now.
Yeah.
So
You
then
could
fight
also
the
just
thing.
go somewhere else and do something else.
Yeah, fuck the dwarves.
Sure? Just want to make sure that, you understand that I am not forcing you to follow this quest line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we could just try the spider again, and not try to go after the tower right this second, because we didn't make the best choices in that combat.
I don't know if we'll do any better next time.
I mean,
If we're fighting it underground, it can go.
I'm not planning on fighting it. I was just wait for it to pop back up. It's gonna have to come back up to attack us again at some point.
Then we're gonna have to fight it.
Yes, and make smarter choices than last time.
You just said you didn't want to fight it again.
No, I don't. That's what I'm saying. Is like the other option is to hopefully try to make better choices because we did not make the best choices while fighting it. We had some solid plans.
Solid choices, my guy. I mean, I don't know what we really do differently. We had more help.
Yeah, I mean more help would be the best.
Yeah,
But
I
not
a
attaching
lot
your
better.
chain to it, probably a good call.
Maybe not touching the black diamonds in the shadow plane.
Exactly. Even
Again.
that could probably work really well if I actually hit the spider, but you know, it's fine. I don't think that you were in a great position to actually hit the spider too much, and like positioning was bad.
I can't really do that much damage to it anyways.
No, but
None of us really can.
no.
You know what can? More dwarf tanks. Brother.
They are still actively pulling out more supplies. So the longer that the spider doesn't show up, the better equipped that this dwarven army will be, so long as they can continue to staff those things.
We can try to set up a defense plan. A couple of days. Not a couple of days. Or like maybe the night. Tell them some kind of plan. We'll figure it out. Then we go to the tower to deal with the thing. Just so they have like a contingency plan to deal with. So that when we're out, if we really need to, if we need to dip, we can try to get beyond.
Right. Well, I mean, our lead commander is being left here, so like he can give them any sort of defensive plans that they need.
Sure.
You're leaving Raymond here. If you go on this trip, you're also leaving a huge chunk of NPCs.
If we really,
and
really need
apprentices
to dip,
here.
maybe get Giannis to teleport us again.
Yeah.
Giannis teleports are always an option. Always an easy way to travel if you have the coin. 2 coins get you just about anywhere you want.
So
So we're
is the
kind of-
consensus that we're going after the tower,
I
and
think we should.
if it gets shitty, we teleport out? Is that the consensus?
I'm thinking if
gathering?
the tighter, like the spider attacks us, or if we're gonna die, we're gonna die.
Do you guys do any like war counseling with the dwarves, or are you guys kind of making your own private decision with all of this?
we'd have them involved.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
because of course the dwarves don't want you to abandon them
Yeah.
when the enemy is right next door.
However, I'm sure they understand like the importance of.
They understand
Can
what
wake
the lone
everyone
tower
up.
is now and the spell that's coming out, and they do agree that it is a very important target. They're just, more worried about the immediate.
Exactly, and that's why I say like if we go
But-
do this, we'd be MIA from you guys for like an hour tops, and
Are
then
you sure?
No.
Yeah, 20-minute adventure. Come on.
I mean, combat encounters typically only last like 5 minutes, so like giving us an entire hour is to make our way up a
Unless
tower.
we get captured.
Yeah, unless something goes wrong.
Yeah.
Also remember, how long does it take you simply to walk up the Empire State Building?
Yeah.
This is a very
Not to
large
mention hack and
structure,
slash.
so just the time it would take if you have to go room to room, right? Of course, if you break in through the front door and the apparatus is right there, 15-minute adventure, right?
It's
in and
gonna be
out,
in the
super
top.
quick. But if it's at the top of the tower
It's probably
and you
at the
start
top
at the
of the
bottom, bud,
It's
you
Dungeons
know.
and Dragons. It's probably at the top of
If
the tower.
if you hit in the bottom of the tower and you hit the stairwell expecting it to be at the top, but it's actually nestled somewhere in the middle, and then you have to backtrack and fight your way back down, you could be spending a lot of time in this. An hour might be an unrealistic expectation of yourself.
So like 45 minutes?
would there be a way? Can we ask Adara if she has any idea of like where the apparatus would be located?
I've foreseen the apparatus, and I've foreseen you guys going after it. In some futures, you go after it now, in some, it simply waits till later. There are no windows. I don't see the outside. It's not like I can fly around my visions.
Any stairs that go up?
There's a roof over it.
Any stairs that go down?
You certainly both ascend and descend stairs in the visions. I'm sorry, it's not how they work. I can't just watch you guys assault it and go in through the front door and then see, how many flights you ascend or descend or exactly when you do it. They don't come to me that way. They're fragmented, and when I focus on them, I can bring myself to that place, but not necessarily in order.
Okay. If we were to... So how far away is this tower from the mountains?
It's not like a week out.
It's like a week out by flight, right? Walking over the mountains, you're
No.
talking
I mean,
months.
like, say, from where the tower is positioned to just, like, the start of the mountains, how far is that?
From the foot of the mountains to the
Nautical
tower,
miles.
you're talking
Clicks.
20, 40 miles at best.
Okay. How far can Aslo see with his super special eyes?
Depends on how clear the day is. If you're saying, like, take the last peek and have Aslo look at it, it's a stretch, curvature of the earth, yada yada. You'd probably have to get him closer than the mountains.
Okay. Because my thought is, before we assault it, like, if we use 2 teleports, we have Grugnug prepare, and one of the other casters. We have another mage map here already. Because if we can teleport reasonably close enough for Aslo to look, since he can like detect the magic with his eyes and whatnot, maybe if we teleport there, he can see like a very large concentration of magic in like a certain part of the tower.
Possibly.
That way we can have an idea of like, okay, so like
We just bomb straight in through the wall. Mess everything up.
maybe I was thinking more
Renegade
so of
style.
like we do that. He can tell like, okay, so like I can tell it is in the top third of the tower or something. Like that's where the largest concentration of magic is coming from,
Sure.
or some rough estimate. That way we don't go in completely blind when we then teleport the party to the tower.
I can bust in through the wall. Like Skyrim. The dragon.
I mean, you could. You have like the bag.
Everything is Skyrim.
You can have the bag of
apparatus.
holding just like in your mouth.
I'm just thinking that
and then, like,
scene of like getting in the, when they get the tower in the
Yeah.
opening or whatever.
Yeah.
It's
yeah. Would that
Can
be
happen.
something that we could attempt?
Absolutely. Another big thing, especially if you're relying on like Grugnug to teleport you in, Grugnug cannot teleport you to the front door.
Mm-hmm.
After doing the little scry work and stuff like that, the magical defenses stop people from just teleporting in.
Obviously,
and they
yeah.
have a sizable barrier. So, at best, he can teleport you within a mile of it, unreliably. But if he tries to teleport you too close, the spell is going to get diverted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you could wind up who knows where.
Yeah.
Depends on how powerful their defenses are. They could choose where you go if their spells are super powerful, or they could simply have a know you that just sends you right back to where you were going, or just kicks you out to in a random direction, some undisclosed amount until the magic runs out and you just appear somewhere else. That's the easiest option.
Mm-hmm. So, how does that plan sound to everybody? Get close enough for Aslo to try to give us a gauge of where it could be,
sure.
and then assault.
Yeah.
So your NPCs that you're taking with you, Mark, Aslo.
I don't know. I'm posing the question, and only Donald's responding.
I just don't know if I feel like there's going to be too many wards or shields up for him to be able to get any kind of information. If you know, we're having to scry and teleport from like a mile out, I don't think that he's gonna have the range. And it's not like he's super, like he's not necessarily someone we want to take into combat with us.
He's a utility ranger when it really comes
Yeah.
down to it.
Yeah.
So would, like, how exactly? So like the spells that he has like in his eyeballs.
Yes.
How exactly does it work? Because he was able to
It's a
see.
sport talent.
Yeah, because he was able to see like the spider, like the spider's.
He was able to see
aura.
the magical aura.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So he was able to see the spider because the magical energy being put off from the spider extremely strong, and single source.
Mhm.
So when you're talking something like this tower defense, there's spells cast on the wall. He can see those. There's, enchantments. There's evocations. There's abjuration spells cast on the place. There's transmutation spells possibly cast on it and stuff. He can see the different types of magic. He can't look at it and be like, that's a shield spell. That's haste. But he can see, that is evocation. It's a fireball. That is an enchantment ability. That is an abjuration, a shielding ability or
That's
something
a
like that.
stressy depressy.
Yeah. And so you are right if there is lots of high-end magical auras coming from this place, he's not going to be able to simply look at it and be like, second floor, third door on the right. Kind of thing.
Yeah, that's like I expected.
But if it was a mundane tower, like the mountains, the mountains are not inherently magical. And then there was one really big source of magic. The spell was emanating directly from one place, and there were no other enchantments of that same subtype, kind of obscuring the vision. Then he'd very easily be able to do it.
So it's not like a,
Your odds
like,
are,
for lack of better words, like brightness thing where he can see,
No,
like, yeah,
it's
there's
not like-
like
it's not
I
like he
see a bunch
triggers
of the
infrared
magic,
and there
like
it
I
is.
see the bunch of magic and everything, but like there's a massive hot spot right here. That's not something that
it's kind of
it's
like
kind of
that.
just like,
It is kind of like that, but
The entire tower
since
is a hotspot.
since you do know the entire tower is in itself a hot spot, that obscures any extra bright spots.
copy.
And maybe with enough time, he would be able to tease that out. Maybe with a good enough roll, he'd be able to tease out what you're looking for, but it would be unreliable in this circumstance.
So you seem opposed to going after the tower.
I mean, if I understand why we need to go to the tower because we need to lift the spell and everything else, but if our main thing is trying to take down this spider and protect these people.
Mm-hmm.
If we leave,
Contingency plan.
that thing
Just
can just
teleport
pop
right
up.
back.
There's no guarantee about how quickly we can get back.
No, there isn't. However, if the spider pops up anytime in the next 5 days, you have to do the exact same fight minus me.
Yeah.
And so, like, we just lost the last one. So I don't know what the right answer is right
Yeah.
you just seemed opposed to it, so I wanted
That's
your
that's the only
thoughts.
thing, and it's like there's not a great.
So
There's not anything that weighs very heavily, I think, on either side.
So then my opinion is to stop trying to make fancy plans or do anything like that, and we just go hit the tower as hard as we can, as quickly as we can. We teleport in, we hit it as fast as we can. If we can't do what we need to do, we come back, and then we have all of them on sending stones the second spider pops up. We have 2 god coins in the party. When that moment comes, if we have to, we just dip. We just Giannis portal out of there. And that way we can get back and try to help, but that way we have at least the option of getting more, like, kind of both, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that might be what we have to do.
So we all hop into a bag of holding and get teleported to the tower.
Are you
You
going
can only
to?
get teleported about like a mile out.
Yes.
I could
You
try
gonna-
to fly us in there.
You gonna dragon us in there?
They'd probably shoot the piss out of me, but
You have a lot of health.
I,
got
have a
hit
lot of
points.
health.
You just tank it.
But I could try to like straight into like the top so we can land on the top.
Yeah, and then we only have to work our way down.
Yeah, we could just get one
Fighting your way
person.
down a tower is always easier than fighting your way up a tower.
Yeah.
We could get one person on my back with the bag of holding, because I can't carry it when I'm a dragon.
An excellent plan. So Aslo's out as the second NPC.
Yes.
Who's in then?
Bella or Alia, I think.
Yeah.
Because we're going to need somebody who can do some serious damage, or we need somebody who can stop the spells. And so I think either one of those. Bella's still not going to be super great because she can't just. Can she anti-magic field like a bubble around us at this point,
Absolutely.
and so they can't
Yeah.
cast spells into
She
us?
can make a very large anti-magic bubble at this point.
Then I
However,
vote Bella.
would that then knock out our magic
Yes.
inside of the bubble? That's,
Everything but god magic.
that's
How-
that's a problem.
How are we planning to destroy the apparatus?
Oh, Ben.
You can
Ben
just
is our second
smash the.
NPC.
You can just
That's-
smash the.
Yeah,
hell-
Ben.
thought we
Ben.
already
We've
agreed.
yeah
Ben is number 2.
yeah.
Okay.
We could, we could possibly bring one of Shiro's coins.
And you could just rotate in
Yeah.
the destroyer.
Okay.
Also,
'Cause,
right.
I mean, homie's in a wheelchair.
Ben or Eisen are like the fast options. If you guys are planning on murdering your way through the entirety of the tower anyway, you could just smash it with a big sword, right? There's nothing stopping you from doing
Yeah.
I
that.
know we just talked about this, but I have a thought. No, that wouldn't work. Never mind.
So I think that if we find this thing
Exactly.
and rapid destroying it, because we still plan on taking out the tower itself once we get to the base of it, and Ben
So
will be
you'll need a destroyer on call anyway.
yeah, and however, with their whole anti-teleporting thing, I don't think Shiro's going to work.
You would have to destroy that spell in order to get Shiro in as well.
Yeah. So I think we just bring Ben and then work our way down, strap him to somebody's back or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say because the likelihood of stairs is.
Yeah.
It's guaranteed.
guaranteed.
Adara has already
Oh, yeah,
seen
that's true.
that you
That's
guys
true.
are going to
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Definitely.
to hit stairs at some point.
He could build one
Every
of those,
future you go to, you find stairs.
He
in
could build
this.
one of those slow ass
That's not necessarily true. She did see
carrying
one
things.
weird future where you guys had the idea of bringing Eisen, and you started at the top. You flew him in, and as you assaulted, you just had him melting through the floors, and you descended that way. She does forewarn you that does not end well for you guys. As eventually he hits a floor that is just huge, and he falls to his death. So that's a forewarning.
We just told him to not do that.
Just tell him to not do that.
Nah. So yeah, we'll bring Ben. We'll bring Mark. Is there? Let's see.
It should be just fine for you.
Yeah. Yeah. So are we going?
Sounds like a plan.
You make the call, you spend a little bit of time. During that day, you do a little bit of prep work, you get your spells ready. Derek heals you for what he can. And you were planning on going, but kind of trying to hang back.
Can I train my sport down?
At this point, we're gonna need everything we got. So I'm just going.
Okay.
And that day wait, can I train my sport down?
Yeah. Spending that time, go on ahead and make a roll. Yours is Constitution based, correct?
Yes.
Make a Constitution roll.
Yeah, might as well do that as well.
Flat con. That was a 3 on the dice. 11.
11. It's just first level sport talent, right? This is your first level in it.
No, I trained it to get the ice walls.
That was part of your starting, I thought.
No. He's trained it one time.
You trained it one time? Okay, so you're going for second?
You know, I got the instant ice thing. That's right.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
11 still counts as a single success, so you just need one more to do that.
Got a 18 on mine.
18, that should be a success.
You want me to roll again?
No.
No?
You get one a day.
Okay.
So you're halfway there. Ooh, so
Got
you're
it.
a sixth of the way there or something. You should have your level written down somewhere.
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
You gather.
No,
your
I was
folk-
at 3 out of 4 successes.
Oh, so that's your last success. What do you? What have you been training to upgrade? That you wanted to
Spells
spend
Can
points
you
on something else. Right?
Yeah.
Make sure do you have the con increase?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
bears
should
endurance.
hit Donald with that.
More con?
We have the ring of shielding, buddy. If I take more than 14 hits or points in one hit, it's going to you.
I think I wanted to put it for my recharge. Another one of my recharge.
I'm gonna do my best to just not
okay.
get hit.
We're just gonna
but
put you in front of
So how does that
everything.
work with the?
we're gonna
increase
super
then?
tank you.
Because right now it's like it
Exactly.
recharges by 1 for every person that I
Also,
intimidate.
I
Yeah.
would like to.
You can also recharge 1 point per hour spent. So you don't have to make anybody afraid of you, and instead of just relying on the daily reset, you also every hour recharge a point.
Okay.
Can Grug have some? Well, when Adara was looking at this, how big are the ceilings to floor ratio in most of the rooms?
Most of the rooms relatively tight. You're looking 9-10 foot.
Does increasing your size increase your con too? I don't remember.
No.
Or is it just your strength?
Just strength.
Okay, never mind. I don't think we have anything else to buff your con.
One of the dwarves has a spell for you.
Okay.
It grants you 19 temporary hit points. So of course, when those are lost, they
They're
don't
gone.
recharge or heal or anything like that.
How much con is it? 2?
Yes.
2 more?
2 to the
2
modifier.
to the mod, yeah.
So you increase your hit points by 20.
Now base 2.
Nice. The other buffing spells that you want, Grugnug can do a good deal. Derek has
Right.
a lot of buffing spells available.
I would also like Bear's Endurance if any of them can do
Yeah,
one.
absolutely. Derek can do that.
That's another temporary, right?
Yeah.
Or do those don't work? with-
Those don't work. So those do technically increase your total hit
But
points
just for
by
the
that
time.
20, but only for the duration. Yes.
So my new sport talent thing, it's like 5 successes now. It went from
Yes.
4 to 5. Okay.
Yes.
All right. If any of them have a healing potion or two that they can spare.
Special Agent K's here,
Hell
and
yeah.
he's got some healing potions.
He's the guy.
First, second, and third level. So, light wounds, moderate wounds, and serious wounds. He's got a pretty decent collection of all of those.
Does now.
Does now, yeah. Now that he's no longer building explosives, but is back to just kind of his normal rigmarole. There would be one more thing, Itzeli, for you, since you are so disadvantaged. Emilia
Okay.
places an enchantment, a temporary enchantment on your robes that gives you damage reduction 5
Oh, cool.
to a max of 100 hit points. So it can proc 20 times. You guys take the teleport.
Mm-hmm.
Do you go as close as Grugnug thinks he can safely take you, or do you want to be extra safe and like
We're trying to be speedy as
go
close
a
as
couple
we can
miles
as-
back and just let East fly you?
Oh well, East was gonna fly us, so I think
Flying
I
up
think we
everywhere.
take
Just
a little bit
save an
safer.
extra mile.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're going
that does
like
change things.
directly above, right? That's what you'd said?
Yeah.
Going in.
And then you want
To
me on your back?
With the bag of holding
Whoever
with
wants
everybody
to be
else
on my
in.
back, y'all can fight over it. I don't know who's ridden a dragon before.
I mean, if my thought on it is like
Mark
if we're
volunteers to
getting
ride the dragon.
blasted by something, I have the hit points to survive the trip.
I don't know, Mark.
As
kinda
far
wants
as
to ride a dragon.
Grugnug's teleportation magic, does he need like specific landmarks or anything like that?
He had been scrumming on the area, so he can get you there.
I guess, sorry, the better question to have asked would be, instead of teleporting us to 2 miles out on the ground, can he teleport us 3 miles above it, like directly above it in the air?
Yeah, I thought that's what we were trying to do.
Directly above the tower.
Or like just up, I guess.
But yeah, he can teleport you into the air. Absolutely. Yeah. He could do that. It might not be 3 miles, right? It might be 1.5 miles. It might be 2 miles.
Sure.
You know.
Just I feel like we'd be less likely to be immediately spotted if we were
You're like in the clouds.
if we just appeared in the
Yeah.
air instead of slowly sauntering and then flying up and then flying
Yeah.
back down.
He can do some scrying around. There's some good cloud cover today. He can put you in the clouds.
Perfect.
So like we can just get everybody in the bag of holding. You turn into a dragon.
cloud
I get on your back, and then he teleports us
see
with me
through
already on your back to prevent issues.
Yes.
Yeah, as everybody's kind of getting ready and climbing in the bag of holding, you transform. Mark's climbing in the bag. He's just kind of like, I kind of wanted to ride the dragon. It's okay. He gets in. Who is going to backpack Ben?
Not
can do
me.
it.
If you are you trying to hang back?
Yeah, a little bit more. I guess I'll take Ben.
You take Ben. Otherwise, I was going to default it to Mark.
Okay. I'll take him.
Okay. You take Ben on your back. Dragon, Rider, everybody else in the bag. You are teleported. I need a quick D100 roll from one of you two, since you're the solid boys.
I do want to do it.
I'm a dire tiger.
You've already wild shaped. Okay.
I don't want to take the time to do it.
Smart.
50.
50, half on the nose.
On the nose.
Fantastic. You teleport just above the clouds. You get your wind underneath you immediately. Oozle, you're having an extremely hard time breathing all of a sudden. You're good.
Oh, is the air threat up here? Oh, right.
That's fine.
You see in the cloud tops one or two of those little domes.
I can see through clouds, by the way.
That's right. Yeah, you see a couple of
Just
those.
wanna say that.
You see a couple of those sky jellies. And one is rather large in size, and inside it you think you see a house, like a little log cabin.
Oh, so you see that? There's a house inside the sky jelly.
You do not see that.
No.
There's a house inside the sky jelly. Remember the sky jelly that we deforested?
What the fuck is a sky jelly?
We deforested the whole sky jelly.
I wasn't there.
Oh. You remember those trees and those little flying things we got in the thing?
No. Focus, man.
There's a house.
We can deal with that later. Focus.
What?
You ignore it. You take the dive.
Yeah, I mean,
Now I'm questioning if the ritual site isn't up there, because we know that they use the sky jelly shit to make the things, and it would make sense if Chris, who is the one who's the main wizard boy, also put his thing up there. Fuck. That's not fair, Ian. You can't do things like that.
Of course I can. I can do whatever I want. Built this whole damn universe. Spent a lot of time on it, actually.
Is there a way to pop the sky jellies? Is that a thing?
Don't do that.
Sure. They're relatively fragile.
That is what got me thrown out of a boat.
Then I blasted Harway in the
Yeah, but
face
no,
with
no, no.
lightning.
We're just going to the tower.
I mean, how
Yeah.
far away is the sky jelly? Can we just like make a sweeping pass, pop the bubble, and then dive down?
It would take a little bit more effort than just like, a flyby attack.
Yeah, I don't know anything about these
But it's-
things,
it's
but
not
like
far.
apparently they use them for things. I'm not privy to any of this information.
they have like an ecosystem inside of them.
They sure do.
They're not sentient. You just were able to talk to them.
No, no, no. It's okay. Tower.
Okay, tower.
If this doesn't work, we go back up.
I'm noting that. I'm writing it down.
Write it down.
Okay. You swoop down below through the clouds as they kind of softly drift with the wind towards the mountains. And as you come out of the clouds, it takes a little while, but as you descend, you do see the tower. You see the top of it. It has some kind of rather large siege engine, some kind of ballista mounted to the top.
Is it like a roof or is it like a castle
It's
tower?
like castle tower at
Okay,
the top. Big
cool.
flat platform where this very large ballista is mounted.
It looks big. It's not looking at me, is it?
It does not seem to be looking at
Okay, sweet.
Well, if we go straight down from the top, theoretically speaking, it wouldn't be able to angle up to hit you.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
you. Theoretically speaking.
Theoretically
yes.
speaking.
You continue to descend. I need perception rolls.
I'm also giving you aspect of the bear. It's a +2 to your AC.
Cool. Thank you.
27.
28.
27, 28, those are sufficient. People start to kind of come into view. No discernible features, but you just start to see a little bit of movement around. There seems to be a team for the siege engine.
They're little ants.
You do see that there is like an outbuilding at the top of this tower, presumably where the stairs or a lift would be located.
How far away can you cast your ice walls?
30.
30.
Yeah, you're gonna have to be like
Not
right
very.
on
It's
top of
not
them
very
before.
Yeah, no. I was gonna see if like
You'll have to
as
work
we're
on that
breaching the top of it, if you could like make a wall to like seal off people from getting into the tower while we're making our way down.
Drop one.
It wouldn't necessarily like, Tetris fall and just
No, it would
sit there
just
and block you and shatter. But you could spend a little time like make an ice wall in your hands and then drop it as you go and just add like a little gravity bomb.
Oh, I was just talking about like trying to seal the entrance as we get to the top, but the range isn't there, so let's just keep.
No.
How fast are you diving? Are you like slow descending, or are you just like
So,
nose down,
I was initially planning
Freebird
to
playing
just
in the background?
Leonard Skinner dive into this bitch.
Yeah, bust through the ceiling.
But since
Is it gonna splat
has
the
a top,
dragon?
I mean, we could just land.
I
got
think
a
we
glass
should. I think we
shield.
should. I think we should bust through the top.
Alright,
Because like
I'm
the
down.
the slower we descend, the more chances.
I'm down
of
as
getting
hell.
fucked
Take
up.
out your shotgun. This will look dope as fuck. Let's get going.
Okay.
Into the air.
Do you fire into the air on your way down?
No.
You totally could.
I know, but I need to reload this thing, and it takes a long time.
Look
Super
awesome.
epic. It would look
You
super
could
awesome.
shoot it like far enough on your way down that you have time to reload it.
Ah, but then the impact of it wouldn't be there because then like we'd be far enough that like they wouldn't even see it or hear it.
Think
so,
of the
like,
bonus on the antenna.
Oh, they would hear it.
No, I won't fire. I won't fire.
It's a gun.
All right. You plan on busting through the roof of this thing.
Oh yeah.
The stone
Just like
roof.
epic.
Okay.
So
Gonna hurt.
with your ice, can you make like an ice helmet?
Not yet.
You could use your ice walls and kind of.
Can I
you know,
form
you
like
could
an ice
form like
wall?
an ice wall and
Like
then
an
use
ice
that to
shield,
smash.
kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Kind of.
You're
For the
dragging-
purpose of like you're both free falling and you're just holding it in front of you to smash through this first to take some of the impact off of you.
Yeah.
You could absolutely do that.
Let's do that.
Yeah. Spend a couple of points to make it, enough ice to be really worth it. Spend like 4.
4? Okay.
You just make like a pike of just ice on your head. And there's like 2 little eye holes.
The dozer.
Or like
And
box
as
of
we
power, so when the impact happens, Woozle doesn't get thrown from dragon and land on ground.
Yeah, how are you affixed to these?
It's got strong size.
True.
So I
Just
would
raw
I
dog
would
and life.
I would assume I would
Neck.
assume since our plan was to bust in that like I would have some ropes or something like wrapped around him
rope.
and then like I'm actually like hanging on as opposed to just the ice.
You cool with being rained?
No, you're not reined. It's like it's attaching me to you.
Like partial saddled?
Yeah.
It's kind of constricting. Kind of just got this straight thing back.
Okay, yeah. Well, listen, bro. Both of our socks are on. It's okay.
He's not wearing socks, he's a dragon.
But I'm wearing socks, so it's okay. Let's go.
I will be raped.
All right.
Simply because I cannot think of a better option.
You could cradle him like a baby in your dragon arms.
No, he can't because
just trying to bust through with a knife.
Maybe I can curl on my feet.
Yeah. Wrap
You
them up
could
in your
hockey
tail.
And I'm gonna
Wrap your
have
tail around him.
Hawk style.
as we're like descending, I'm gonna start popping my like conquering my
You get
my
your fear
auras,
going.
my auras and everything. Yeah.
All right. The Mad Kingsmen below notice you too little, too late, and as you see the people like scrambling to the siege engine, you just smash like straight behind it, right into the stone. This humongous ice sheet, you throw it out in front of you.
Jenkins.
Stone and ice bust before you. I need you to roll something to break through this ceiling without seriously injuring yourself. Because you're going through it. I'm just gonna.
What, like?
I'm
in,
gonna. I need some kind of roll to reduce damage. Your ice wall has already reduced
Maybe
it.
like
a
an
good deal.
engineering check?
I don't think your brain is what you're using right now.
Dex or strength.
You want like acrobatics?
Survival.
Survival?
I would take an acrobatics.
Swim?
I'm thinking either an acrobatics or just a pure strength.
Pure strength would probably be.
Detrimental.
Yeah.
Con?
It would be the hardest to
I,
do. Just a con save.
Dex might be.
You could just fortitude save it.
Looking at the same.
Because like you can be as acrobatic and like as choosy with your location as you want, but at the end of the day, you are just hurling your body into this stone.
Fortitude save?
Fortitude save, I'll take, absolutely. Reduced it by 66 already.
29.
29 is good. I also, unrelated note, Uzel, I'd like you to just roll a d20 for me.
Unrelated note.
14.
Cool. Yeah, you smash in pristinely. Life is good. You reduced your damage greatly. The total damage that you take is, shoot, that's 20 points total. That's not bad at all.
In dragon form? Come on.
You smash immediately into the second floor. Uzel, you can make a roll to reduce the damage that you're intaking, or you could pop in vulnerability, of course. I'd assume you want to save that, though.
Yeah. I'm gonna make a ride check.
Okay.
Profession knight.
That's
Riding
gonna
dragon?
I'd accept it.
that's gonna be
I
a.
thought knights usually killed dragons.
Oh, I mean, like
And
if
then
I
rode
would
the
you
princess.
accept
They can
knight?
do both.
I'd accept knight.
Because that's better.
That's
dragon.
that's riding and that's taking falls and stuff.
27.
27. Good, but not quite as good because your ropes, 14 total, failed. Your ropes snap. You take, that's sizably more on the roll. 10, 22, 25, 30, 37 points of damage.
Has combat started?
No.
Sick. You said 37?
37. And I need you to roll me a highs lows. You pick your favor.
Always highs.
Always highs.
Nope. 35.
Yeah, the rope snaps. You are dethroned from your draconic mount.
Hey.
And though you still feel awesome, when you stand up, you find yourself still on the roof.
Oh.
There is maybe a dozen Mad Kingmen around you, and they all seem to be, heading towards and toying with this large ballista. You do not see an ammunition pile now that you're here.
Well, as a dragon just busted through
Yeah,
their
they're all
ceiling.
like jumping out of their skin.
Yeah. As I rise, as the dude who just rode the dragon that smashed
like
through the
face
top of
plant
their.
onto the
Yeah,
thing,
you like dust yourself off a little
you
bit.
know, like
Yeah.
Family Guy lands. Like,
I have all of my intimidate things going, and
Oh.
I'm gonna roll an intimidate roll on them.
You can start with that, absolutely.
Yeah.
yeah. Dice check.
Well, that is going to be a 42.
You feel the fear. You are energized by it. These are technicians, right? These are grunt workers. They're not some highly trained, disciplined warrior class. They're siege engineers. You feel the fear.
They play things like League of Legends.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
I know that
Tie.
I know that Max doesn't watch these, but like I really hope that like for some reason he is.
This is the one.
The
This is-
one day.
That was for you.
Ys, you raise your head, feeling accomplished. You are inside this first large room of the tower. Being a
Sweet.
large creature, you fit, but not super comfortably. This is a larger ceilinged section. It appears to be a lab. There's tables and equipment, most of it blasted up against the walls at this point. But it is very large. The entirety of the tower is utilized for this one floor, one room kind of deal.
Huh.
Roll a perception really quick.
Sure.
I'm
there a hole
if
above me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Perception.
Daylight's coming right in.
27.
27.
Rolling real close today.
There are a couple, like, people scattered against the wall, just, like, paralyzed in fear. A couple scientists, you know? You notice, scattered across the floor, a rather large amount of this artifact that looks oddly familiar to you. You can't quite place where, though. It's like a little cube kind of thing, made of smaller cubes, kind of like a Rubik's Cube in look, but not with the colors.
Hellraiser puzzle.
Yeah, yeah, kind of that look.
Looks like the same thing that freaking what's her name? The ritual magic girl.
It looks exactly like those.
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
Yeah, I don't.
You have seen her, you've met her,
Did I see her
and
do that
seen
thing?
those before.
I forget what her
She
name
did
is.
it in,
When you rescued her from the Dragon Sanctuary.
as well as in the.
The Spring Games, yes,
Yeah,
but you
he
weren't
was
there
No,
for
no,
those.
no. What's the? Where did we just kill everyone who wasn't alive?
Where the spider
Leadshire.
Leadshire.
Leadshire as well. Yeah, she was at
Yeah.
the festivals
Yeah,
as well.
that's true.
Lady Alicia.
Yes, Coke bottle glasses.
Ah.
She also the same one who sat upon Uzul naked?
No. That was Lady Moran.
Gotcha.
She is a plant magic specialist that was stationed over by the Fey Woods.
Gotcha. I got those two mixed up for some
Yeah.
reason.
The one with the brother.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you noticed those, but you weren't ever super involved with any of that stuff.
Cool.
I'm gonna look down
Should
the
I
hole.
take it?
I'm gonna look down the hole
Should
and
I-
just
can I
how
take
far
it?
is it?
It's a good
Hey.
25, 30-foot drop.
Cool.
It's not crazy
Hey,
serious
Ian.
for you.
Can I take the cube?
You could scoop one up real quick.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna look down. But first, I'm gonna look at these engineers and everything that are shitting themselves.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be like, give me a second. I'm gonna look down. Just see the dragon just like gazing around everything.
Ice coming out of my mouth.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna scream down, just smash everything.
Kill them all! Yeah, as you shout down, red lights begin kind of flashing from the corners, not corners of the room, but from, around the room on the far wall, and you begin to hear the alarm blare.
Kill them all!
Let the bodies hit the floor.
As I jump.
And when we come back in 2 weeks, not next week, we roll initiative. Thanks for watching, guys. We hope you have a good week. We're on for Friday.
We're on for Friday.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's
As
called
far as I
off.
know.
Yeah, as far as I know. A couple vacations coming up, but we'll keep you informed on those. And tomorrow, some video games. We're not sure if we're going to do Smite again because it's just convenient, or if we're going to try to start up our large multiplayer Elden Ring run.
Oh, Jesus.
Because they have the multiplayer mod, and apparently that supports like up to 120 people in
Huh.
one world.
Wow. Get in
Jeez.
on that, guys.
We have much less than that. Have a good night, everybody. We will see you later.